Assalamu alaikum, my students. Good morning. This is me, Dr. د.هاني الحسني, and that's the course of Grammar 3. We still in chapter 6, and we have to finish today nouns chapter. So chapter 6 will be finished, inshallah, by expressing the three latest sections. We know that we have 11 sections in that chapter, and why it's 11 sections, it means it's very complicated and it's linked to each other, and that's why we have to be careful in that linkage. We have links between one to another topic, and we couldn't skip that stage. So that's why we make it from the beginning, the expressions of noun and how to differentiate between countable and uncountable, then using some quantifiers, and now we have to choose a few and a few, a little and little. And when we talk about few and or a few and few, little and little, so there is something to keep in our mind. Somehow the article, the A, if we add it to few or little, it will be little change in the meaning, and many mistakes can be committed in translation because we are quite unsure, or we have no affirming point in our head that this is accurate translation or not. That's why we need to make it somehow with that point. How? If we look at the example here, we have A and B. So A is countable, B non-countable or uncountable, and we can directly understand that if you will come with a countable and little will be with non-countable nouns, and that's how we find it here. We sang a few songs, and here, like we can say, like it used with plural count nouns as A, and little here it used for non-count nouns without mention the plurality. It means usually the non-countable, it won't be with plural. That's for sure. You have to make a link with it. She has been here only 2 weeks, but she has already made a few friends. So from that point, what's the meaning of a few friends? It means she can already communicate with many people, and here the point, she has made some friends. That positive idea with A, like within 2 weeks she can have some friends or many friends, depends on the large number that in the capacity. And here we have just to understand the A. Well, from the two examples here, if I say a little or a few, it's positive idea. It's something that support that person or support that maybe side. And we here need to understand that if anyone mention in front of you a few or a little, and you heard A and you are not sure, keep in your mind it's about positivity, and when you realize that it's about positivity, it means something better. And here is the point, it's give positive idea, they indicate that something exists, is present, as in C and D. And why they mention it's present? Because here you can see she has been here only 2 weeks, she has already made few friends. It means something very newly and it's recently happened. E and F is the opposite of a little and few by omitting A. So it's just abstract word or abstract few and little without any additional point, and here it will be negative. Negative, it means it's not good based on the maybe timing, based on the high expectations, or we put it like out of expectations. Like here, I feel sorry for her, she has very few friends. I feel sorry for her. She has very few friends. It means she couldn't make better communication or good communication with others, and she almost has or she has almost no friends. Maybe one out of 20 person around her, she just can make it with one, and that's a few without. We say this about negativity, and here it's again something largely absent. It means if I want to talk about the government or last government or the former government has a few projects, it means they couldn't make that project for the country. And here another example for F. I have very little money. I don't have enough money to buy food. It means I almost have little money for for myself. That's why I couldn't eat. That's the point. So the number amount is too small for the thing that I need. And here the negativity of using little itself will reflect the sentence and the context as a whole. It's not separated. So we have here A, B, and we have C, D, and we have E, F. All of 6 items divided the lesson very easily to you. So bear in your mind that with A it will be positive, without A or article A will not be anything but negative. That's the first part of that lesson. If you want to move to the exercise 38, we have here use replace the italicized word with a few, little, a little, or a little and little. And here we have to understand the sentence or the context. I think this is very important question. We can bring it to you somehow in the quizzes. So be careful and memorize it very well. I like to stream movies on the internet. Every week I watch 2 or 3 movies. So here 2 or 3 movies, I think it's quite good enough. It's not little. So a few here is for positivity. Why? It supported the first sentence. I like to stream movies on the internet. So to give extra bonus sentence, we need to continue with a few. I don't watch TV very much because there are few programs. So here, I don't watch TV. It means negative sentence at the beginning, and from here we can understand that he has maybe a few time to look at the TV. There is almost no snow in my country, so you can here tell there is little snow. There is little snow in my country. Little without a little. I need some sunshine to feel happy. So when you mention some sunshine here, it's about you can say like I need a little sunshine to feel happy. You can continue the others by yourself. We have here exercise 39. You can see the question, complete the sentences with a few, a little. Then listen to the sentences and check. So this is about listening. We are not really sure about the listening, so we have to skip that question. The next question or exercise 40, we have to see each one like here for choosing or selecting the right answer. And here Rosie was still hungry. She wanted some more rice. And here when we talk about some more rice, it's about a little rice, not little, because she's still hungry. She needs more. And here A is the correct one. I don't really like much salt in my food. So the answer here, I add little salt to my food. I add little, not a little. So B is the answer. You can continue the other question by yourself. If you find any problem, we can discuss it next week, inshallah, on Zoom. We reach 41 exercise. How here to use too much, too little, and not enough, too many, too few, and nearly enough, just the right amount. So this one you have to know that how to continue. So how to continue the sentences. It depends on the writing. They have too many eggs, so I don't think that example it can be like used for you in the exam, but it's just for writing. I think for writing skill is very great. Here notice the word blue. Complete the sentences with country or countries. When I say one country I would like to visit is Malaysia. So one of the countries my wife would like to visit is Brussels. So here countries and here country. Because why? When we talk one of the, it means I have a list usually. Continue the other with your colleague or with yours or by yourself. Here we have number 10, section number 10. One student was late to class. Each student has a schedule. Every student has a schedule. So A, B, C, it's about using the singular expressions as we mentioned previously. One, each, every, followed by singular countable nouns. It will not be followed with a plural countable noun. So that's the way to understand, and it won't be followed by uncountable nouns. So make sure before you put the word one, each, every, it will be followed by the noun, which is singular noun. D, E, F, here one of the students, each of the students, and every one of the students. Here, when we add of, something will be changed. Why? Because I'm talking about one out of the group. So I'm trying to tell others there is a group and one of them, one of those people, or one of this community, or one of this one worker of this company, or that's how we have to make sure that the examples, when I say one of the students was late to class, so not all of them. Let's say the class has 20 students and just one of them became late or came to class very late. Okay, and last one, every one of the students has a schedule. Every one of the students, we have also a lot of students, and everyone has the timetable or a schedule for attending for the classes. Compare everyone and everyone. So when we talk here everyone, it's already separated, and when we talk here everyone in the comparison in one word, it will be an indefinite pronoun. So the first one, everyone, is expression of a quantity. Everyone, like I have read every one of those books. You are talking about the quantity, but everyone, it's related to pronoun. It has the same meaning as everybody. Everyone, the same meaning like everybody. Okay, note, we have here each and every as essential same meaning, each and every. But what is the difference? Usually it's about each about thinking of one person, and every it means the all. Like when I say every student has schedule, it means like let's say 20 students and I mean all of them. But if I say each, I separated here something of maybe some people like Carlos has a schedule, and if I say each student has a schedule, it means each one has his own separately, same like the university. If each student in the university look at their schedule, usually they have different colleges, different departments, and for sure not all of them should be in the same timing schedule. That's why we need to use the word each student for that context, because no one will be similar like other, but all of them they have the same function and the same material, which is the schedule. So here there is a note. To is often modified by way or far. Like here they have way, too many eggs, and have way far too, and here few tea bags. And the point here, to is modified by the way. Just remember what's the meaning of to modified by the way that you deal with something, you count. Exercise 43, we have to just check use singular or plural form of the noun in the parenthesis. So here the parenthesis, we can say every child on the team has some experiences, and in the other one of the children has been on the team for 2 years. One of the children has been on the team for 2 years. So you can continue the other questions by looking at them. Like here we have he invites every parent to the end of the year party, or every parents, and everyone here every parent, and here every one of the parents, every one of the parents tries to attend. So here parents and parent. I think we already can move to the next exercise. We have exercise 44 and correct the errors. It's important for every student to have a book. We cannot use plurality after every. Each of the students in my class has a book, no change. So if there is no change, you can mention it's there is no way to correct the sentence. The teacher give each of student. So here each of student should be singular, not each of students. Each of student, we have to omit s here. Every student in the class did well on the test. So every student in the class did well in the test, that's for sure. Every chair in that room is uncomfortable. Every chair, not chairs. One of the equipment in our office is broken. One of the equipment, no change here, because it's already like I cannot say equipments unless if there's something already there. So you can answer it by your own. Here we have use of complete sentence with of or nothing, theta here. Some of the employees, some of them. I cannot say some of them. I cannot say some of the employees without of. So here we have several employees, several of the employees, several of your employees, and you can continue the others. Number 11 and the last for that chapter. For sure, when we talk about the expression of a quantity, it will be quite harder, and maybe many students from time to time they have to check out from their grammar books whether they are correctly write the sentences or not, and it's nothing problem, and doesn't matter if you use it or you deal with it like from the book. So make sure before you submit an assignment you are sure of what you use inside this assignment, and every line you have written, try to check out every detail that you have put in. Like here we have expressions of quantity, we have a number of the, and we have none of my friends. Like here, none of, a number of the. Okay, the first part that we need to talk about, a number of movies came out today. So a number of movies came out today. A number of the movies are available or not, online. None of my friends are available to watch movies. So these expressions, it's usually contains that kind of expressions like 3/4 of, hundreds of, thousands of, millions of, none of, majority of, a lot of, great deal of, and a number of. When we have realized that part, we need to understand that the point that we need from the concept here is how to use these expressions. You cannot use like 3/4 of without giving kind of plural like I cannot say 3/4 of projects. 3/4 of the project is acceptable. So make sure you have recognized how to use this kind of expressions. We have many movies are available for free. Many movies are available for free. So I cannot say many of movies. Many movies. I can say many of the movies are free. Many of the movies, but I can't say many of movies. So be careful. If I give you true or false, I say many of movies are available for free, it will be wrong. If I need to use of, I have to follow it by the. Many of the movies, many of the actions, most of the movies won awards. So the point here, we still follow of with the one of those, one of my. So it won't be directly, if we put of, it won't be directly with the noun itself. That's the note that you have to be in your mind all over the time. You cannot put of without following it with one word that preceded the noun. So before noun, we have to put the, those, my, anything refer to the how to say the pronoun or reflexive pronoun. We have here many movies are available for free. Many of the movies are free. Most of the movies won awards. One of those movies is really funny. Many of my movies are in Spanish. Some of them have subtitles. Some of them have subtitles. So here the expressions in the right side, in the following expressions, of is optional, like we have one, two, etc. Each of, much of, many of, most of, all of, almost of, hardly any. So I think barely we use hardly any in our writing because I think maybe the students or maybe people think it's quite longer and it used two words, and usually people like to use one word like much, each, many. That's easier for them, but hardly and still acceptable, but I barely can find it in the context. Know the difference in meaning. Movies in general and specific movies in E. So here we have many of the movies are free. So these kind of movies usually like they expect that they are online. free. And many movies are available for free, it's in general. So if I ask you a question, what's the difference between many movies and many of the movies, you have to tell me that many movies it's general and many of that is specified by that. So make sure you can recognize these elements somehow at the end of the day. And we have of here, as I said, it should be followed by the article, demonstrative and possessive or reflexive somehow before the real noun. That expressions should be there. You have to check out what is the meaning of demonstrative, what's the meaning of possessive, and what's the meaning of article. Pronoun can be used as in I, incorrect. Like here, most of movies. I cannot say, I said again, I cannot follow of with the noun directly. That's a major concern. Don't commit a mistake by following of with noun directly. Almost movies. That's also incorrect because almost all of movies, something like this. So we finish from that part. We have G and K. Every movie had a review. No movie is perfect. So every movie had a review. It means every and no are never used with of. So I cannot say every of movie. Every of movie, this is incorrect. So true or false if I said every of movie or every of school had a large land, you have to mention that every and no won't be followed by of. So that's really a good question for the following quizzes, that if I raised it up, no and every can't be followed by of. And here the last, there is exception for all. Even when the noun is modified, all can be used without of. All the movies, all those. This is exception for all itself. Okay, let's move to the exercise. We have to follow the sentence with even, of, or nothing, theta. I usually get a lot of mail. A lot of the mail. A lot of the mail. I usually get a lot of mail. A lot of the mail. I throw most of junk mail. Most people here with no need to put anything here. I throw most junk mail away. Most people I know. I don't like getting junk mail. One of my neighbors. My husband got a few catalog yesterday. So you can continue the others, like I respond to some of them. I respond to some of them. So this is the first exercise. Second one, exercise 47. We need to talk. This is not our part of question. Maybe this question is good for you if you answer, like junk food. Junk food is a global phenomenon. Every country offers. I said we cannot follow every with of. That's a note. We have to be in our mind. We cannot repeat or we cannot add after every or no of. You can continue the other part with or by yourself. We have here exercise. Most of my classmates, all of that's for talking. And then we need to check the last question, correct the errors. That's very, very important question. Why? Because it's chapter 6 review. The magazine contains many different kind of story and articles. So I think here the wrong issue here, because it's general review. The magazine contains many different kind of stories and articles. Contains That magazine contains many different kind of stories and articles. You can continue by yourself, and I think I will share a homework with you. That's for those who still late with us, and for those who are looking for betterment. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week inshallah for another discussion, another video. See you later.